Dr. Reshma. We had a lot of insights. It was really, really, lovely hearing from her all the topics that she covered. She covered everything that was supposed to be talked about on this relevant topic today. So I would just extend my greetings before I start my brief talk on social media problems and prospects and gender perspective on this. So it's an honor to be here in Pragati College of Education and talking to the eminent personalities and the future young leaders, the teachers. I hold teachers in a great respect in my heart. Most of my friends are teachers, professors in universities. So I know what it takes to become a teacher. A teacher is a nation builder who helps young leaders to build their dreams and achieve their dreams. So before I start the session, I would just like to know your understanding on social media. We all are on social media, and social media is a very powerful tool these days. There is, I think, nobody who is not using social media. So whenever I lose the audio, just let me know if you're not able to hear me. And anyone who would like to unmute and tell me the power of social media or the benefits, the pros and cons of social media. I can see so many beautiful names here, but all the videos are off. I would request all of you, if you can switch on the video and one of you voluntarily unmute yourself and share your thoughts on the power of social media. We all are on social media. We use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. So all these platforms are used for different purposes. LinkedIn is for professional growth, where you see a lot of development there, and people can use or misuse these social media platforms. So I just want to know, before addressing this August gathering of teachers, future teachers, that what all we understand from this powerful tool, social media. Because somewhere, everything being virtual these days, everything is online. So we are using this platform in a very liberal way. We are using it every day, day in, day out. But do we know its power and its problems that comes along with the usage of this social media? Then we'll be talking about the gender perspective. Dr. Reshma has very beautifully discussed, very minutely, she has discussed each and every point of gender stereotypes, gender equality, how this gender construct is there in the society. It would be nice to have your views also. I am Meenu Tuteja. I am an empowerment and leadership coach. When I'm talking about the technology, I would also like to bring the psychological aspect of this technology. So who is using this technology? Of course, humans. Of course, we all are using this technology. So with usage of technology comes in the role of psychology. So I'm a psychologist, and I want to bring in the perspective of the psychology of the humans, those who use this platform, social media. If I talk about decades before, when I talk about when technology was not very commonly used for professional growth, for personal interactions, at that time also there were gender perspectives. What do we understand by gender perspectives? Who has constructed these perspectives? The society, of course. So one by one, I would be talking about the things like I just shared my thoughts on social media. Social media is a very powerful tool that is changing the world, the era, and it's setting the new trends in the modern world, setting the new trends of technology in the modern world. You being the teachers, you being the torch bearers, you being the people who are building the nation, you must be, aware of each and every definition that social media is being used for these days. So how many of you are on Facebook? I believe all of you would be on Facebook. So Facebook is more of using this platform for personal, transactions, personal information, building personal relationships. But then we have Twitter. Twitter, where people just raise their voices. They share their opinions. They share their thoughts liberally on Twitter. You must have heard about the young leaders or the leaders, political leaders, international leaders, how they are voicing their thoughts. They're voicing their thoughts through Twitter. So social media is used everywhere. Social media has, it has narrowed the boundaries. It has narrowed the gaps between the people, because everything is online. I am here in Delhi, but I am able to talk to the people in West Bengal. Somewhere in United States can talk to me, in speck of seconds, he can get online and talk to me. So irrespective of the barriers of time, irrespective of the barriers of the boundaries, we can connect with each other. And this is the power of social media. So media is something that is broadcasting. Media is not a platform only where we are interacting. So media, when this term comes in picture, it means something that is being broadcasted or it is conveyed to the people. So social media are the platforms that are being used socially by the people to, raise their concerns, to voice their thoughts, to build connections. But see, the irony here also on online modes, because social media is all online, it's nothing offline. So on this online mode also, we see gender perspective playing a bigger role in the society. It's not only in India. In conventional places where people are not very broad-minded, they have very conventional and traditional thoughts, there the women is not having the access to social media. When I'm talking about the gender perspective, so first of all, I would like you to know what's the difference between sex and gender. Although my worthy friend, Dr. Reshma, has very beautifully explained this, and I was very happy to see how minutely she has given the details of each and every topic so that there is no confusion left. But since I am here, I must add few of my thoughts to these points. So it must be clear by her, by her session that sex is something that is given naturally to us. That makes us distinguishes between a boy and a girl. But who made them? There is who gave them this norm in the society, who gave them this: girls are supposed to do this, boys are supposed to do this, boys can go out at night, girls cannot have access to certain things, girls have to wear this kind of clothes, girls have to be inside, be indoors. Who gave all this? God has never given these things to us when we were born. So sex is biological and gender is societal. Very good, Arunima. I'm really happy you interacted and you sent this in the chat box. Yes, it's absolutely correct. Sex is biological that we got naturally, and gender is societal. It is the construct that society has built. Society has built, and who is the society? The society is there when we all were here. The society was formed much before that. The norms, the cultures, the values of different people belonging to different religion, it was existing much before when we were born. When I was born, before my birth, there was a society. When you were born, society was already existing there. So the people were already having their thought processes, their perspectives. So what is gender perspective? The societal norms, the societal barriers between the two major genders in the society is the gender perspective. And see, ironically, these gender perspectives exist with the social media also. One is the world that was offline. One is the world that is online. So offline world has already seen so much of gender biases by the society. But online also, this gender bias, this gender perspective has taken, is playing a big role. So to just conclude the entire session that Dr. Reshma has beautifully told us, I just want to tell you all are young leaders, you all are promising leaders, you must know the power of social media. Is social media a boon or a bait? Are we going to fall trapped in this bait, or we are making it a boon for our professional development, for raising our voices and concerns and being safe at the same time? I, being in the profession of psychology, have seen a steep rise in the cases of cyberbullying since this lockdown happened. There was a lot of cyber trolling, and women were the one who were, aimed by the more powerful, I would say, gender, as society says. These were men who were trolling the women. These were men who were bullying the women about the body imaging, about their, so many things that happened. And domestic violence was also because of this social media exposure, because it was taken that the girls are not supposed to, while being at home during lockdown, what were the girls doing? They were also using it in an excessive way or in a normal way, or they also wanted an access to the social media, but in many families it was denied, because the gender perspective, this barrier was there, that this is not good for girls, this is good for boys. Only boys can have the access, girls cannot have the access. Maybe we are privileged. In our families, we didn't encounter or face this kind of a problem. But there are many, many families where the girls had to face this problem. They do not have an access to a smartphone also. So you being the leaders, you being the nation builders, I'm talking to the teachers, the future nation builders who are going to address the youth leaders in their schools, in their colleges. So I'm talking to you all. I just want you to know social media can be a boon. Social media can be a bait where we fall down trapped in social media. How to be safe? Social media for us, it's a platform to socialize, but for the companies like Facebook, companies like Instagram, we are just a data, where this data is being mined every day, every second, and is transported to the companies where they need these numbers, these data. So how to be safe? Like, we should not post something very personal, very confidential, or our information that has to be kept safe and secured. How our pictures are getting transported to the companies where they need the pictures. So girls need to understand why these barriers were made by the society, how this gender perspective came into the picture. It was to keep the girls safe. Actually, it was to keep the girls safe inside the home. So this is how the gender perspective came in the picture. But the girls need to understand how they have to be safe in this world. Being inside the home, but being online. See these 2 points that I'm saying. Staying indoors, but being online, still you're not safe. Earlier it was said, when we are physically present outside, girls are not safe. But I would say, if you are online, there is a big world, another world, online world is there. If you are there, you should know how to be safe in this online world. Maybe few of us do not share our thoughts for the fear of being judged. But we all should also know that this is a safe space where we can share our thoughts. We are all we are women here. We are here to support each other. Anybody who has experienced any negative experience you had during this, phase of being online, being trolled, being cyber bullied, or, it has to be a very safe space for women. Do not post any personal information there. There are people who want this information and they want to blackmail the girls, and we have seen these cases. Anything that you give in writing is, is stored somewhere. You are having a digital imprint of your journey on this digital era. All this is being, being recorded, being, somewhere typed, and is in records of these, cyberspace or cloud space where all these things are getting stored. So how to be safe and not being, in a trap of getting blackmailed by people, and how to use social media as a transformational tool for yourself. So there are a lot of information that can help you build your personality, that can help you have a positive transformation in yourself. And there are things, like I said, it can be a bait. It can be, so many people access you, maybe because of DP also. You have a profile picture on your screens, on your social media profiles, and people reach out to you. So, but the woman has to understand she is empowered. She must know her rights. She must know how to move safely in this space, online space. When we think we are at home, we are safe, it may not be, the case always. Looking at the beautiful faces, like I am able to see your screens, I can see, sometimes the men, when we are talking about the gender perspective, so we see sometimes the boys, they fake their profile and they try to reach out to women. So you just have to be alert. You just have to be safe. You have to teach your students also how to be safe. And this is having a troll on our emotions also. Now how many likes do we get on our pictures, and how many likes we have not got, how many people have seen our stories, and how many people have, ignored to comment on our pictures, is also becoming a very sad episode for the users of social media. So I would say, the remote control of your emotions is in your hand. How many likes we have got on our post should not matter to us. If we have post something that we want to post and we want to inform publicly, so and so thing has happened, or I have visited this place, it should be a pleasure for ourselves. It should not be dependent upon somebody's likes, somebody's comments, and it should not take away our peace. So emotional health also gets affected because of social media. You have to take care of your emotional health. You have to take care of your psychological well-being, and you have to be safe in this space of social media. So the social media has problems also. It has prospects also. It can help you grow, and it can make you feel sad also at the same time. The most importantly, we have to understand who has built these platforms. You must agree with me, or you must be knowing about the fact that these platforms are mostly built by men only. These technology platforms, because it is seen women are not very technology friendly. When we come to this point, we have seen men take an advantage of this, and these platforms, these technology platforms are mainly built by the men, and they are the main users of this platform. Girls are generally deprived of using this, maybe because of the household responsibilities. Maybe it is seen that this gender is more responsible, and whenever they'll find time, then only they can be online or they can use the social media. And there are girls who are deprived of this privilege also. But I would say that social media has many prospects. It has many advantages. So look at the advantages side. Learn how to be safe. Learn these tools. Be technology savvy. Learn how to have a positive social image. This is very important. I would request the coordinators and Vice Principal ma'am to have a session specially how to have a positive social image. How you can be safe. Because today we have the constant of time also. and there were some audio issues initially. I had a proper, pointers where I wanted to discuss on cyber safety and women empowerment. So you all are empowered women, because knowledge is the greatest weapon I see these days, and technology has become a boon. It has given this weapon more power. So knowledge and technology. So these are the two weapons you have as a woman, and you can be more powerful if you use them effectively. So with this, I would like to close my talk. I'm really happy and glad for this opportunity. I got to talk to you all. And sometimes again, I would love to be with all of you. And thank you, Meenakshee ma'am, Bithi ma'am, Mahua ma'am, and Dr. Reshma. It was a pleasure to listen to you. I would like to close this talk with this message that be powerful. You are empowered segment of the society. Let there any be perspective, let there be any gender perspective in the society, but women alone can turn the greatest battles and have victory over it. Thank you so much.